Good evening and welcome to the City of Warrenville City Council regular meeting. This is Monday, January 16th, 2017. Can we have a roll call, please?
Alderman Ashour is excused. Alderman Berry.
Here.
Alderman Bavir.
Here.
Alderman Davalos.
Here.
Alderman Goodman.
Here.
Alderman Hoffman.
Here.
Alderman Widener.
Here.
Alderman Wilson.
Here.
And the mayor is also out of town. He is actually attending the DuPage Mayors and Managers Conference. So doing good works for us.
Actually, he's at the National League of Cities on behalf of.
Oh, on the National League of Cities. I was confused.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Now for the Pledge of Allegiance, please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, now on to citizens' comments, and we have one person signed up, Mr. Bob Siebert.
Bob Siebert, Albright Court. This is from 2 weeks ago, where the information comes from a actual 2015 TIF 3 City of Warrenville tax bill. The interesting point here is that with the frozen level and the difference of $7,000 in the current assessed valuation, there would be a $606 tax revenue in TIF that would not occur if this were not in the TIF. But the interesting point is that only occurs with commercial, industrial, or vacant property. With housing, the TIF revenue depends upon who the owner is. For the example, if this were an individual resident of the house over 65, there would be zero TIF revenue. If it were an individual that was under 65 residing in the house, there would be $88.56 of TIF revenue. If it were an individual that was renting the house, then the revenue and the taxes would be $606. And remember, this is an 80-year-old house. Why does this occur? Because the TIF statute is an overlay on the property tax statute, which means it's an overlay over all of the regulations within the property tax. So just as the county clerk is required to add all the exemptions before he determines and subtract these exemptions from the assessed value on each bill, they must also do that with the TIF. Then they can determine, as they do in property tax, the tax rate, which is simply nothing more than the balancing factor as to the levy and the total assessed valuation. And we can see that this really has no meaning, because if you look at the consolidated tax rate in Warrenville from 2009 to 2015, there's a 47% increase, going from a little under 6% to over 8.46%. We know this is not a 47% increase in taxes. It's a movement up. It's only a balancing factor. But the more important point is, why are we taxing 80-year-old houses that are being used as residential? If it were not in a TIF, the tax cap would limit this to $22 for this year. So I guess the question that I have is, what is the economic benefit of adding huge taxes to an 80-year-old house under the demise of economic development?
Thank you, Mr. Siebert. Now on to official and staff comments. Mayor is out of town. City clerk? Nothing, thank you. Okay. Alderman? Okay, no comments from the alderman. Administrator?
I have nothing for tonight, thank you.
Okay, moving right along. Attorney?
And I have nothing either.
Okay. Thank you. Now on to the approval of the agenda. Alderman Widener?
I move to approve the agenda for the January 16th, 2017 City Council regular meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Now on to the approval of the minutes. Oh, Alderman Widener.
I move to approve the minutes of the January 3rd, 2017 City Council regular meeting and move to approve the minutes of the January 9th, 2017 Community Development Committee of the Whole regular meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Now on to the consent agenda. A, accept staff recommendation, waive second reading, and approve ordinance O 2017-01, authorizing the disposal of city-owned property through the trade-in with Kessler Police Supply and the purchase of new firearms and ammunition in accordance with Deputy Chief Jacobson's memorandum dated December 21st, 2016. B, accept Community Development Committee of the Whole recommendation and pass Resolution R 2017-01, approving a contract with Engineering Enterprises Incorporated for the Southwest District Utility Capacity Studies Engineering Services in an amount of $22,448 for Phase 2 and $122,712 for Phase 3, and authorize Senior Civil Engineer Hocking to execute the contract. C, accept Community Development Committee of the Whole recommendation and pass Resolution R 2017-02, approving the work program and professional services agreement with Business Districts Incorporated for the Community Branding and Regional Positioning Initiative in an amount not to exceed $58,410. D, receive and file minutes of the Bicyclists and Pedestrian Advisory Commission regular meeting held December 14th, 2016. E, receive and file report of invoices paid up to January 11th, 2017 in the amount of $122,413.43. Oh, excuse me, $142,413.43. F, authorize expenditures for invoices due on or before February 6, 2017 in the amount of $113,364.51. G, receive and file report of debit card expenditures for the month of December 2016 in the amount of $8,443.92. Alderman Widener?
I move to approve the agenda as presented by Mayor Pro Tem Claire Berry.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Can we have a roll call, please?
Alderman Goodman,
Aye.
Alderman Widener,
Aye.
Alderman Bavir,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Berry,
Aye.
Alderman Davalos,
Aye.
Alderman Hoffman.
Aye.
Motion passes. Or the, motion passes. Okay. The next item is regular agenda. We have nothing listed, unfinished business, nothing, or new business, nothing. And no closed session. So what are we? 12 minutes. That was pretty quick. I just need a motion to adjourn. Alderman Widener.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.